Hello, sunshines, and welcome back to the Gold Biz Podcast with me, your host, Rachel Traxler. Today, I have a really fun episode for you because we're going to be talking about why inquiries have dipped this year. Because, yes, it is happening, and you're not alone if you feel like this is happening to you and you're wondering why. I'm seeing this as an industry standard as a whole. I'm hearing it from my students, I'm seeing it myself. So, I figured it would be a really good episode to talk about, dissect, and see what we can do, think like maybe my thoughts of why this is happening. So we're going to talk about that in today's episode. But before anything, I want to make sure that you're entered in the giveaway. So each month I will be picking a giveaway winner from the podcast. All you have to do is go to Apple Podcasts and leave a review on what you think of the podcast, and you'll be entered in the giveaway where I'll be picking a winner each month. So, like I said, I'm seeing a trend in the industry. So, let's talk about it. So, maybe you've noticed that your inquiries have taken a dip, or maybe people just aren't booking with you. They're inquiring, but they're ghosting you, or just not booking, or maybe your prices are too high, and that's what you're the feedback you're getting from people. Like, what the heck is going on, right? Like, I'm hearing this from everyone. I'm seeing it myself, and you're probably thinking, like, what are you doing wrong? Like, what am I doing wrong, and how can I fix this? Again, I'm seeing this as a shift in the industry. So you're not alone, but there are things that you can do to change it. So if there is one true thing that I know to be about entrepreneurship, it's that change is inevitable. It's going to happen. We're in a creative industry. Things happen. Technology changes. Like AI is taking over. Technology is getting more advanced. Like we're just in an ever changing industry. And so it's how we're keeping up with that. And for some reason, we're seeing a shift this year. So we need to adjust to that and make some changes. And the good news is, guess what? People are still getting married. Weddings aren't really going away. People still want photos. People still want wedding photos. I feel like that's one of the most important things to people on their wedding day. So I don't think photography is going anywhere. It's still very much so a thing. So even if you're seeing a dip in inquiries, or things are kind of going downhill, like I just think you need to take it upon yourself to switch things up. I think it's time to get creative. And that's kind of what it takes to be a creative entrepreneur, rolling with the changes, rolling with the adjustments, and fixing it. So again, the good news is I have entire approaches and methods and all that stuff that no one else is doing, which is why my students actually are seeing such success and still booking weddings. Obviously, they're experiencing it too. We all are, but there's just ways around it. And my students and myself are still booking weddings at their highest package that they've ever booked before. So I know it's possible and it's still happening for people. So we're just going to talk a little bit today about how to make that happen and how you can do that too. So before we dive in though, I want you to really just ask yourself, like, what is my potential client's experience journey with me look like? What on their end are they experiencing? What does it feel like? What does it look like? Because most of the times, everyone in the industry is doing the same thing, and they're doing it the same way, and they're doing it with the same response. So you have to ask yourself, how am I different? What am I doing in my process that makes me stand out that no one else is doing, that is still in alignment and still in integrity with my business? This isn't going to just be something that maybe it does just come to you and it clicks, but a lot of the times it won't. So don't be hard on yourself if it doesn't just click right away. That's kind of my assignment for you from this episode that I want you to walk away with and think about, is how can you do that? So when a client fills out your contact form, right away, what are you doing that's different from what any other photography is doing? Every photographer is doing. So everyone sends the same email, no matter what type of vendor you are. Not even just photographers, but other vendors too. We're sending the same email. It sounds redundant. You're not really standing out. So if you take anything from today's episode, I want it to be that you really think about what you're going to do differently to stand out again. Next, I want you like to think about what has worked for you thus far, because and like maybe what hasn't worked for you thus far, because what's worked for you to get you to this point is not going to work anymore, and it's not going to get you to where you're going, especially right now as we are seeing such a shift. Old strategies are kind of going out. And so it's like a beautiful thing and a frustrating thing and an overwhelming thing. It's almost like one of those times where Instagram does an update and you're like, like you kind of like a little eye roll of, great, now I've got to adjust to this. I think we're seeing a shift in the industry, and we've been used to and kind of spoiled with being able to get away with doing the same things for quite a while now, that I think it's just something that's happening in our industry that it's just time for a change. A shift is happening. We have to adjust for it. So you have to also think about yourself. Maybe this is happening to you because you're in a clientele shift. Maybe you're in a price increase transition, or maybe you just haven't expanded your lead generation marketing enough. Maybe those are one of the three reasons that this is happening for you. So if the inquiries aren't coming in for you right now, maybe it's time to add in another form of lead generation strategy that you're not doing. And I know you're thinking like, Rach, I can't add on another thing to my plate. Like I can't do this. It's overwhelming. I can't do it. But hear me out. I totally get it. But I want you to look at the back end of your business. And look at like, or even like the income generating activity that your business is producing, and just kind of reevaluate what's not performing the best for you right now in terms of revenue and inquiries. And all you have to do is swap that one out. So if you're like, yeah, I've been putting a lot of effort into, you know, like ads or something like that, and it's not working, take that out and we're going to try something different. Maybe you're going to try Pinterest this time. Maybe it's time to take Pinterest seriously. And then once you get Pinterest down and get funnels really solidified there, then you can start adding ads back in. But I want you to look at what's not working, and we're just going to swap that out and change something. So it just may be simply time to just try a different form of lead generation strategy. Or maybe you are in a clientele shift and you're tapping into that next level of clientele, and you're used to putting all of your marketing eggs into Instagram. And maybe as you're working on a clientele shift and tapping into that next level of clientele, your ideal client is not even on Instagram because you're in a different clientele industry and market. So it's just time to look at that. So pick one kind of lead generation that requires your every single day attention, not every single day, but requires a little bit more in like real time energy from you. And then pick one lead generation strategy that does not require your every single day attention. That way, if you need to take a break in your business, or you want to take a week off, or you're just not feeling it, or you're kind of in a lull and you're not feeling motivated, it's okay, because that's running for you on the back end and those inquiries are still going to come in. That's why I personally, I love having two coaches in my photography coaching program to bring in other forms of lead generation strategy, having a copy coach helping with copy and having converting and compelling copy, and then also having a Pinterest, blogging, and SEO coach. Those three things alone, having those other forms of lead generations in your business are just so powerful. And then that way you don't feel like you need to rely on social media or show up every single day, that you can go on a break from your business and it's not going to affect it. That's why I love having those co-coaches in my program. It's really powerful. But now here's kind of my thoughts on why inquiries might be dipping this year and kind of like what to do about it. Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why we are all as an industry like collectively seeing a dip. And it could totally change. For me, typically Q1 is my heavy inquiry and booking season. That's just my quarter that I book the most and I get the most inquiries. This year, it just wasn't. But that's not to say that another quarter is going to be heavier this year. I don't know that yet. I think all we can do is continue to analyze and evaluate our lead generation strategies, stay strong in our marketing strategies to really be in alignment and make sure that we're running a solid business on the back end in terms of our marketing, our funnels, our workflows, our client experience, et cetera, all those things. Those are all my favorite things to help teach on and help other photographers with as well. And who knows, maybe this summer it's going to pick up again. It's going to be a busier season. Maybe this fall. Q3 is always my highest income generating quarter. Q3 or Q4, typically it's Q3 for me. So who knows, maybe Q3 is going to be my highest booking month and inquiry month too. You just never know. But I highly suggest for you just testing, switching it up, and making sure that you have those solid marketing campaigns and lead generation funnels so that you can get those inquiries and your business is ready for those inquiries too. That way, again, like I was saying, if Q3 all of a sudden it picks back up and it's a really heavy booking season for you in the fall instead of the winter or what it normally is, that your business is ready for it. And if you're getting them to your inbox, but maybe you're not actually converting them, or they're ghosting you, or they're saying that your prices are out of their budget or anything like that, I want you to go back and listen to episode number 73 because I think that's going to be a really helpful one for you, just that dives into it a little bit more. And if you're also someone you feel like you're doing all those things, but the inquiries just still are not coming in, even after doing all of these things, then I want you to go back and listen to episode number 78 because I think that's going to be a really, really powerful one for you to listen to there. And if you're wanting a more personalized coaching and guidance experience this year in your business, just to push past these bottlenecks that we are seeing happening and still be able to book those higher paying weddings and your highest paying weddings yet, like my students are doing in their program right now, then DM me the word help on Instagram at Rachel Traxler. And then I'll tell you more about the areas that you need help in right now. I'll kind of help you with those. I'll help you navigate those, and I'll help you figure out what the next steps are for you that way. But also, before anything, I want to make sure that you're entered in my podcast giveaway. So each month, I'm going to be picking a new giveaway winner from the Gold Biz podcast. And all you have to do is go to Apple Podcast and leave a review on what your thoughts are on the Gold Biz podcast. And then you'll be entered in each month. And each month, I'm going to pick a new winner. So feel free to leave as many as you'd like as each month if you'd want to enter in the giveaway. And each month is going to have a new winner and a new giveaway. So make sure you go and enter into that. But thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Just know that you're not alone. This is an industry as a whole collective that we're experiencing this, but also know that there are ways around it. There's ways to navigate it. And I know that you can do this too. So don't give up because we don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the year. We don't know when we're going to see that increase again. So make sure that your business is ready for it on the back end so that as soon as it's time and as soon as things start picking up, you're going to start booking those and converting those inquiries like I know you can. So thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I appreciate you so, so much. Keep shining, and we'll see you next time.